everyone, my name is Necie and welcome to Fibromyalgia Talks. Today's show is all about chronic pain and what you need to know about chronic pain. I view chronic pain as the elephant that's in the room. And the reason why I view chronic pain as the elephant that's in the room is because it's something that has been widely ignored by employers, the U.S. government, and doctors. So living with chronic pain is something few people understand, and yet many people suffer from. So I have with me today some statistics that I would like to share with you. Did you know that chronic pain affects at least 116 million Americans each year, many of whom are inadequately treated by the healthcare system? And according to a new report by the Institute of Medicine, they offer a report, which is a blueprint, that addresses what they call the public health crisis of pain. There are only about 3,000 to 4,000 pain specialists in the entire United States. Wow. Think about that. Only 3,000 to 4,000 chronic pain specialists in the United States. Not very many. So this means a couple of things, and this is why I'm very passionate about being an advocate for fibromyalgia and chronic pain sufferers. This means, with these statistics, that primary care physicians, whose numbers, by the way, are also dwindling, and who are not educated specifically about pain, are left to treat most pain with little specific guidance about effective care. And did you know that in medical school, students receive only a few hours at the most of education on pain management? I want to share with you a couple of things, what it's like living with chronic pain. Can you imagine such intense pain that you spend up to half your day recovering from the few ordinary activities you did in the morning? Stop for a minute and imagine not being able to think clearly because the pain in your body was so intense and it's just so severe. Imagine long sleepless nights where you just can't get to sleep because you have so much chronic pain. You're just in so much pain, and everything you've tried, nothing seems to work. So the bottom line is that fibromyalgia and chronic pain is real, and it will impact a patient's family life, personal life, and level of intimacy with their partner. Women, in case you didn't know, make up 80 to 90% of chronic pain sufferers. And we know that African Americans are more affected than Caucasians. And this is due to the widespread belief that African Americans aren't bothered by the disease. In fact, I know that's not true because as a woman of color, I have fibromyalgia and I live with chronic pain daily. So, what I call upon you to do today is to learn as much as you can about chronic pain and how you can help your loved one. You may be a caregiver providing for someone that has chronic pain, and you need to know how best to help them. Likewise, if you are a caregiver, you have needs as well. I'm sure it can be very overwhelming when you are helping to care for someone with chronic pain and you're doing your very best to help them manage it, but you just don't know what else you can do. That's why I really want you to get involved and educate yourself more on the things you can do to help your loved one. Now, I don't want to leave men out because men are also impacted by chronic pain. And men also have fibromyalgia. And they make up about 10% of the cases, which could mean as many as 1 million men are living with the illness. But if you think about it, that's not something you typically hear about. You don't typically hear about men with chronic pain or fibromyalgia. And the reason for that is because a lot of men are not comfortable stepping forward, sharing the fact that, they're living with chronic pain because men are supposed to be the breadwinners and the providers of their family, and they don't want to be perceived as weak and not being able to assume that role in their household. Whereas women, we tend to be more open and more comfortable saying, hey, I'm not feeling well today. I have pain. So if you or a loved one suffers from chronic pain, get involved by writing your member of Congress and ask them to take a stand to increase the funding for chronic pain research for fibromyalgia and other chronic pain conditions. So if you don't know who represents you in Congress, visit www.govtrack.us. That's www.govtrack.us for more information. And when you visit that website, you can input your zip code and it will tell you who represents you in Congress. And you can also see what bills that they have sponsored. Well, thank you for visiting with us today on Fibromyalgia Talks. And I just want to let you know that chronic pain is something I am most passionate about. I am so vested in this because I have chronic pain. I live with it daily. I know what it's like to suffer from it. I know what it's like to go to work and deal with chronic pain and not being able to get any support. That's why I feel that employers really need to do more to empower their employees to get the help they need. Many employees go to work every day. Many of your coworkers have chronic pain, but that's not something that they may share with you. And the reason being is because they may not be comfortable admitting that they have a chronic pain condition, because some employers may use that to target them, and they may not feel that their job is going to be safe. They may feel that if I admit that I have a chronic pain condition, that means that I'm not fit to do my job. There's also a lot of emotions behind it, because think about it. We all want to feel good about ourselves. We all want to feel that we are capable, that we're knowledgeable, and that we are educated, and that we are equipped to do our job. But when you have a disability, and in this case, an invisible disease, many people are not as accepting, and it makes it difficult for you to get help. You can go to work every day, dressed appropriately, showing up to do your job, and people will look at you and say, if they knew you had chronic pain, you don't look like you have chronic pain. Chronic pain is not something that you can look at an individual and say, hey, that's somebody who has chronic pain. Chronic pain is individualized. You never know what anyone is dealing with on any given day. You never know how close to someone may be to the edge, feeling hopeless, that there is no hope for them, feeling depressed. Many people with chronic pain have overdosed on painkillers, and that is because oftentimes that is a way to cope. Now, don't get me wrong, many people do need medications. I agree with that. But likewise, they do need to be regulated, because what's happening is that many doctors, it's easier for them, if you go to them, to treat other conditions other than chronic pain, especially fibromyalgia, because they don't really know what to do with you. It's easy for them to whip out their prescription pad and write you a prescription and say, okay, get this filled at your local pharmacy. But I want you to know today that there are alternatives for managing chronic pain. Everyone may not be able to take prescription drugs. Some people may. Some people may want a more holistic alternative. And there are other alternatives out there for managing chronic pain. For example, there are some places within your community that may have a salt room where you can go and sit in the salt room, which is supposed to be very therapeutic. There are some places you can go within your community for massages. In addition to massages, there is warm water aerobics. There are certain essential oils you can use to manage chronic pain. There are certain foods you can use, such as turmeric, for example, that can help with the inflammation. There are just so many things out there that unfortunately I don't have time today to share with you what all the alternatives are, but I just want to let you know that there are ways to manage your chronic pain. You're not alone. I support you, I know what it's like, and I want to help you manage your chronic pain. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm just a passionate advocate, someone who lives with chronic pain daily, and I just want to let you know that I share your pain and I want to help you. And one of the ways that I can help you is through our talk show. If you are a healthcare provider or clinician in the Vernon Hills area and your specialty is chronic pain, or working with people with chronic pain, maybe you're a massage therapist, maybe you are a health food store owner, whatever it may be. If you have a specialty where you can make a difference in the quality of life for someone with chronic pain, then I invite you to join us here in the studio and to come on the air. Let's work together to make a difference in our community, to help people in need with chronic pain. Chronic pain is not just limited to women, it's not just limited to men, believe it or not. There are also children and seniors who suffer with chronic pain. So thank you today for visiting me on Fibromyalgia Talks. For more information on how you can get involved, I would like for you to send an email to info@fibromyalgiatalks.com. Thank you.